Welcome to Talking Crap and Stuff with Chip and Honey. Dive into the chaos of real life as we tackle everything from money and relationships to kids and beyond. Join us for our candid conversations with people from all walks of life. Whether rich or homeless, everyone has a story. Come on, embrace the ADHD energy and let's get talking. All right, kids, welcome back to Tiny Steps, Big Achievements, the Power of Incremental Progress, a financial autobiography by Patrick Vermont, available on Amazon. All right, kids, we're back at Chapter 16 here, or we're coming to Chapter 16. It's called Moolah. Money is not a dirty word. All right, Bradley Vinson once said, money is a tool. Used properly, it makes something beautiful. Used wrong, it makes a mess. I agree with that. Okay, so tool, it's a noun. Implement, an implement, especially one held in the hand as a hammer, saw, or file for performing or facilitating mechanical operations. Money, it's a noun. An article or substance used as a medium for exchange, measure of wealth, or means of payment. All right, so here are a few simple tips to help you with your money. Okay, let's talk about that a little bit. Let's see. Pay for your insurance up front. Most times, if you pay monthly, you get charged interest anywhere from 4 to 35%. Well, 35% would be crazy. I've never seen that. But I personally, I've never paid that, but there are insurance companies that'll charge you through the, through the arse, as they say. Usually I've seen like a few companies, like insurance companies charge about usually 4 or 5% interest rate on their insurance policies. Okay. Number 2, paying your insurance up front could also get you a discount. And I've seen some as high as 8%. And also, look around. Number 3, bundle up your insurance, car, home, life, and ask for a discount. Tell your broker you're shopping around and you'll save money. This is true. I've done that a lot. And I've saved a few $100 a month. And as I always tell people, if you save $15, that's $15 you just saved. It all adds up. All right, number 4, need a car? Do your research and buy pre-owned. I always say if you're going to buy a new car or a newish, make sure and this has been told to me by multiple mechanics, make sure it's a minimum 2 years old. Because if your car is 2 years old, when you buy it, it's gone through a lot of stuff. If there's any recalls and stuff, it's usually done within then. If there's any issues with the car, you're usually going to find them within the first 2 years. So, and then those things will get fixed. And so make sure it's 2 years old. That's what I say. Let's see. Number 5, the dollar store rarely saves you money in the long run. Pound for pound, it's usually more expensive and the quality can be poor. That's true too. Number 6, negotiate. Phone, internet, car, home, interest rates, etc. Every year or so, I have a chat with my cell phone company because they want to raise the price of their service. I do some quick research to show them there are cheaper alternatives and let them know that although I appreciate the service, I'm not married to the company. Don't be rude. You'll always do better with an attitude of gratitude. My cell phone bill has gone up $10 over 18 years. And as I mentioned in the previous podcast, I called them up and they refused to keep my cell phone bill at the rate that it was. And it was going up to 44. I was paying, like I said, about 35 or just shy of $40 with tax. And they wanted to raise that up to over, like with tax, it was going to be over $45. So I just told them, I said, I'm out of here. And the funny thing is I had 3 cell phone bills on there. And when I left, I got rid of 3 so far because I'm doing my next one here coming up. But the funny thing is as soon as I left, a couple of days later, I started getting a phone call from them and saying, hey, don't leave us. We'll give you the good deal you wanted. Well, it's too fucking late. I already got the deal I wanted now. And you should have been there at first, right? So don't be afraid to negotiate. Like, it's, trust me, like I said in the previous podcast, I'm saving like over $900 a year on my cell phone bill just transferring that over because I have 4 phones on my plan. Okay, collect points. We use our non-credit card points. Collect points. We use our non-credit card points to collect. We collect. Some stores give us 1%, others up to 4%. I've got a Journey card for my gas. I save, and it's linked to my credit card, so I automatically save 3 cents a liter on gas. My credit card is a cashback card, so I save another 2% on gas there. So just using my Journey app and my credit card that's linked to it, I'm saving between 4 and 4.5 cents a liter on gas. And then every month or so, I save 10 cents a liter on gas because they give me these bonuses. So, that's pretty good. I mean, it gives me basically about, if I fill from close to empty, like, quarter tank, I'm getting between 2 and 3 liters of gas for free, which to me is pretty good. All right. So, if you have a high level of self control, shop at Costco. Eat a big breakfast before going shopping. That usually saves me a bundle. Yes. So, if you go to Costco, have a poutine before you go, or when you're there because they're pretty cheap, or have a hot dog or something. Like, make sure you go to Costco on a full stomach because, trust me, if you go on an empty stomach, and I've done this before, yeah, those chicken wings look better and better and better, and the ribs start looking good. Everything starts looking good, and it usually costs me a little bit more money. But the last couple of times I've been there, I've been trying to be responsible with my Costco shopping, and it's not easy, even for a guy like me who really is. I like to save my money. All right, so get into gardening. Number 9, get into gardening. No, not only does it save you money in the summer, it helps ground you mentally, and it tastes great. The best part of sharing with your neighbors, and friends. We did that a lot. In our when we lived in BC, we had blueberries, raspberries, strawberries. We had corn. We had like a nice little chunk of land there, and our neighbors, they were fishermen. So, we would give them blueberries and raspberries every day, and they would give us like, salmon and cod, and I mean, it was just like, what a deal, what a deal. It was awesome. So, and even if they didn't, it was fun to have the kids come over and pick strawberries and stuff. They enjoyed it. Number 10, use a calculator when shopping. Seeing the number keeps you in line. That I find is very important too. So if you've got a budget and you're like, look, I want to spend $100, go in, put $100 on your calculator and start subtracting or count up. I usually count up. And I'll tell you, if you look at the number and you're like, holy shit, that's a lot of money. Well, guess what? You start paying attention. All right. Check your receipt for double scans or wrong prices before you leave the store. This saves me hundreds of dollars a year. I'm not kidding. I've been to, my wife and I will always check the receipts before we leave, and it is amazing. Like, it's actually been a little bit better, I find, in the last, like, year or so. It's actually improved a lot, I think, because people are checking their receipts and cashiers are being more careful. But as a former Costco cashier who has been guilty of double scanning, spinning those items and you catch that CPU code, not the CPU, but the UPC code a couple of times, I've made my fair share of mistakes. So I definitely support checking the receipts. And I never get upset with the cashier because, like I said, as a Costco cashier for, X amount of years, trust me, I've made my share of mistakes. Okay, number 10, keep an eye on flyers and discounts. I love it when I see 50% off sticker on stuff. I can freeze. Yeah, I do that too. I check the especially the produce and bananas and stuff. So we do a lot of banana bread. We do a lot of cooking at home. If I see bananas at 50% off, take them home, peel them, put them in the freezer. Bada bing, bada boom. We're good to go. Now I have noticed, and I was standing in line at the superstore one time, and they do what's called coupon matching. So a lady was in front of me, and she bought an item. I'm going to say, I think it was one of them was yogurt, and she had a coupon from another store or a flyer from another store. And I asked her, I said, how much do you save on groceries like doing this? And she told me that she saved, about $50 a month on groceries doing this. And I was amazed because I've never seen somebody do that before. So that's pretty cool. So basically, you like something like the superstore, and I think Walmart does it too. You bring in a flyer with the identical product. You show them the flyer from the other store, and they will give you the price of the other store. Price matching is what they call it, and I love that. Don't buy bottled water. Not only is it bad for the environment, it's fucking stupid. You have free water coming out of your tap. Use a water filter. Yes, the old. Oh, I can't even tell you how much I hate bottled water. If I could tell you how much I hate it, I would. But I cannot emphasize it enough in the amount of time that I have here. Um, Use a water filter, okay? Like, seriously. Like, I have a friend of mine the other day who was, the other day, it was a little while back, but he was complaining about the price of gas. It was a buck 50, went up to a buck 50 a liter. And I said, dude, you just bought a half liter of water for $3 and you're complaining about gas. I'm like, you could, thank God your car doesn't run on water because it would have cost you a lot more. Anyways, don't get me going on bottled water because I'm not going to stop. So just get off the subject. All right. 14, learn how to invest. Don't go firing your financial advisor until you know what you're doing. So don't fire your financial advisor until you know what you're doing. Acquire the knowledge you need to invest by studying and starting slowly. Start with $100 or $200. The fees on ETFs are usually less than a quarter of 1%. Mutual funds are between 0.5 and 2%. And then there's your financial advisor fee of about 1% or more. The irony is the less money you have, the more money they charge. Yeah. So um, learn to invest on your own. And like I said, like open up your like a Quest Trade or a Wealth Simple, or go to your bank, and if they have a good system for buying stocks and ETFs, and I suggest ETFs. I'm honestly, all bullshit aside, I'm getting out of stocks and just going straight to ETFs now because it's just easier, and it's they do all the work for you. But start slow. Start with like a couple of $100 and do it for a few months and see where you are, see what you're buying, talk to other people, see what they're buying. If, like sometimes friends will talk to me about it and I'll be like, well, look, I've held on to this ETF for, 4 or 5 years. Here's how I'm doing. So again, we need to share the knowledge and watch out for pump and dump scams and stuff like that. Like just be careful what you read and how you invest, because everybody thinks they can beat the market. Trust me, it's very difficult. And if you don't know what you're doing, get a financial advisor. There's a few good ones out there. Uh, Look for high interest savings accounts. That's always a good thing. If you've got, uh, obviously you don't want to pay banking fees. That's one of the things I love to say. Learn about GICs and guaranteed savings. I have a few people that I talk to who they don't get ETFs, they don't understand stocks, they don't understand the market, they're afraid to lose their money, and when they're that afraid, I tell them to look at GICs and bonds. Those are it's nice and easy to look at, and it's not complicated. You can go into your bank and tell your banker and say, listen, I got X amount of money in my tax-free savings account. I want to lock that into a GIC for a year, and then they'll give you, they'll tell you the percentage. Yeah, and start with that. Okay, 17. If you get a raise, put that money right into savings. Keep on living on what you were making yesterday. This is one of my favorite things to do, and I have told so many people this, and I love that part. If you're making ends meet right now, if you get a raise, put that right into your RSPs, put that into your tax-free savings account. RSPs I find are better, especially if you're younger or if you're older, get a bigger tax refund at the end. But I definitely believe in that. I know I was just talking to somebody yesterday who's getting a raise, and they're excited already about putting that money into their RSP, and that makes me excited for them. Pay off your high interest loans. Yeah, well, that's an easy one, right? Pay off your loans. Do not go into overdraft. Some banks charge you for overdraft protection, whether you use it or not. The average interest on overdraft in Canada is 20%, and there's a good chance it's probably more now. But overdraft protection, oh my God, get rid of that because it's. I mean, look, no, don't get rid of it unless you're paying a monthly fee. Don't get rid of your overdraft protection. If you only get charged when you use your overdraft, then I say keep it. But you shouldn't be going into overdraft. Okay, like that's just ridiculous. And I know that not everybody is in the position to not go into overdraft. I'm just saying, just be careful with it. Okay. Number 20, save, save, save. Yes, save as much as you can. So I just talked to a friend of mine who we transferred her phone over to another service provider. She's saving $15 a month. So I told her, I said, take that $15 a month, go open an RSP, or if you have an RSP at the bank, I said, you know, take that and put that $15 in there. And she's like, well, isn't that isn't that going to be ridiculous if I tell them that, transfer $15 a month into my RSP? And I said, you know what? It doesn't matter. They're gonna appreciate, uh, they're gonna be like, hey, look, you're saving. Whether it's $5, $10, or $15 a month, you're saving, and that's the important part. And you're already used to spending that money. So do it. That's $180 a year, right? And then if you look at your income tax, and so it's going to be $180 a year, and then it's basically going to be a government rebate of about $20 or so, right? So if I go, let's see, let's just give myself 180 plus 15%. Yeah, so you're going to get a rebate of about $27 back. So it's over $200 a year in savings already just doing that, if it's in an RSP. Okay, so let's see, blah, blah, blah. If your employer has any kind of matching or savings plan, use it and maximize it. Yes, use it and maximize it. If your employer matches RSPs, take it and run. It's free money. It is amazing. And I tell you, amazing how many people I hear when I tell them to do this. They're like, oh, well, I've talked to other employees and they said it was a bad idea because I'm going to be paying tax on that in the future. And I'm like, who gives a crap if you're paying tax on it in the future? If I give you $100 and in the future you pay, and you're not going to pay this much, but I'm saying even if you do, if you pay 50% tax on that, you're still ahead $50. It's still free money, no matter how. Even if you paid 75% tax on it, you'd still be ahead $25. You know what I'm saying? So if your employer is giving you money, take it. Don't leave any of it on the table. Okay. If it's broken, clean it. 90% of the time, if you clean a broken appliance, it will work. And trust me on this one, it rarely fails. Sometimes it does. That 10% of the time, I try and fix something by cleaning it. It doesn't work. Clean it. Trust me, it'll probably work. Sell stuff you don't want or need anymore. Yeah, and if you don't want to sell it, give it away. But if you got stuff that you don't need or use, you're better off getting rid of it instead of hoarding it, and it'll make you feel better too in the long term. Pay with cash. Yes, I love that. Pay with cash. Save your loose change. I do this and put away between $500 and $1,000 a year just in time for Christmas. My brother got me doing this years ago. He's like, I always pay with a bill, and then I come home at the end of the day and I throw that change into a bucket, and it's always good money. Like, I love doing that. And he's got me addicted to doing that. So thank you, Andre, for getting me to do that. Build an emergency fund. I think that's number, I'm counting here, but I don't think you guys are. It's 26. Build an emergency fund. 27. Spend less than you earn. Jeez. Oh, who came up with that one? Yeah, that's a good idea. Spend less than you earn. Oh, yes. It's not easy to do. It's not easy to do sometimes, but you know what? I'm learning to do it, and we all can do it too. 28. Think of the stuff you buy in terms of hours worked. Is that item really worth 36 hours of your precious time? Yeah, think about that for a minute. Is that worth 36 hours of your time to buy that new thing that you want? Because it's your time, it's your value. I always told my kids when they grew up, like, I never buy you stuff with money. I buy you stuff with time. I take my time, I sell it to somebody, they give me money for that, and then I pay for it. But it's my time that I'm selling for you. I'm taking that time and I'm buying you things with it, and that's important. Cancel subscriptions. I know we talked about that before. Cancel subscriptions you don't need. Do you really need 2 or 3 streaming services? That's another good one to ask yourself. Number 30, don't save your credit card information online. If you have to punch in all those numbers when you're buying online, you may find yourself just saying, forget about it. Yeah, well, that's another good one too. I do like that one. Don't use an ATM that's not your personal bank. You'll be paying fees from both banks. Yeah, that's another one I don't like. If I have to withdraw money, I would draw it from my bank and not somebody else's bank. Like to read? Go to the library and get your digital books there too. That's right. You can get digital books at the library and books at the library. Those are free. Number 38, go for walks. You'll improve your physical and mental health. Do it on a regular basis, and you may find it also reduces the amount of prescription drugs you take and lower your overall costs. So you can lower your medicine, you can lower your heart rate, you can lower your blood pressure, and maybe even like my blood pressure was super high. And I went to a basically 80% vegan diet. Do I eat meat? Yes, I do. I eat once in a while, not often anymore. But that and the extra walking lowered my cholesterol like insane. Oh, not my cholesterol, but my blood pressure just completely dropped. That was like one of the best decisions I've ever made. Ask your pharmacist for generic versions of drugs. That's another one that can save you a small fortune. Again, $1 here, $1 there, dollar everywhere. Eat at home. That's right. Learn to cook. Start simple. Start simple. It doesn't have to be complicated. Just make simple meals. Learn to make a good meal, and then the next time, learn to make another meal. And you'll enjoy it. Trust me. And especially if you're cooking for somebody else, that's a joy. That's a joy. Cooking for something for somebody and then serving it to them and watching their face. I love that. I love that. Don't pay bank fees. There are plenty of options out there. I haven't paid for personal banking since 1996. Could have been 95, but I think it was 96. I stopped paying bank fees. Haven't paid a bank fee since. 37, save up and pay cash for that thing you want. That's another one. I said pay cash before, but now I'm saying save up and pay cash. So save up your money, then buy the thing that you want. And if it takes you a month or two to save up for it, you're really going to know. If it takes you a month or two to save up for something, you probably really want that thing. If after saving for a week or two, you're like, I don't want it. Yeah, trust me, it happens. Okay, use that senior discount. Oh, I'm getting close. I'm getting close to that senior discount, baby. And trust me, I'm going to use that mofo every time I can. Sometimes I lie to people and I tell them I'm 60 already just to get it. I'm just kidding. I do tell people I'm 60 though. That's another thing you want to do. Always add 4 or 5 years to your age when people ask you how old you are. Because I tell you, if I tell right now I'm 56. So if I tell people I'm 50, they're like, damn, this guy's had a hard life. I tell people I'm 62, they're like, damn, man, you look good for 62. And I like those compliments. So always add about 5 years to your age. Let's see. Eat leftovers. Oh, well, come on. Are you kidding me? I am the leftover king. My family's I think eats more leftovers now because of me because I love my leftovers. I can't even tell you. And the last one, number 40 is pay attention to your money. What? Pay attention to your money? Yeah, pay attention to your money. It's yours. You work hard for every dollar you make, and some of you don't work as hard as others, but what am I going to do? People like that are everywhere. But the point is that you work hard for your money. And so pay attention to it. Show it some respect. Okay? Show it the respect it deserves because you worked hard for your money. And Pink Floyd said, money, it's a hit. Yes, money, it's a hit is right. All right, kids, that's the end of chapter 16. It's a long one today. It's just a list of crap that I told you, but I hope you enjoyed it. Hope you enjoyed this podcast, and I hope you enjoy your day. We'll see you next time. Have a good one.